So, by now, I think we all know what happened. I think we all got the news. Yeah, Rec Room is shutting down, and it's not an April Fool's. And this is sad. Truly, Rec Room shutting down was not on my list for things that would potentially happen in 2026, but hey, look at where we are now. So, I was like, yeah, I made a Rec Room channel. Okay, I need to do a Rec Room video about it. So I'll be going on about my personal opinions, my experiences, and of course give a better review for every rooms I rated. Because let's not lie, most of those opinions were absolute dog shit. And this time I won't have an annoying voice. I've a more mature. I've grown up. I mean, it's been 2 years since. Well, maybe just a year, but it changed. Why not start off by going to the rec center? Let's go. So here we are, rec center. Okay, the place I made lots of friends, and I'm pretty sure you did too. This place has brought me so many memories throughout the years I played Rec Room. I started playing Rec Room in 2019 when I got my PS4, and I cannot believe how much I liked this game. Now, I'm gonna say it was expected, you know? Rec Room shutting down was something you could somehow foresee, okay? Like, you could expect it to happen at one point, with all the useless things they added, and they not making as much money as they used to. For example, the full body avatar, that thing nobody wanted, and I think it's one of the biggest contributors to the end of Rec Room. So yeah, you understand what I mean by Rec Room was doomed to fall at one point. And honestly, this feels very sad. The platform I held deep into my heart, the platform I made so many friends with, and that I now have to see die like that, it feels bad, okay? At first, I thought it was an April Fool's, but then I looked at the date. It was the 21st. No, not that. Sorry. When I looked at the date, it was like the 31st of March, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not a prank. So, yeah, that's it. The game is shutting down, and all the memories you made, that I made, we all made, are going away with it. Of course, you can still download your pictures that you took on Rec Room, and they're soon gonna add ability to download your rooms, so you can keep. Of course, they're not gonna work anymore, but at least you'll still have the map file, and that's still better than nothing. I wanted to share a bit more about my experience on Rec Room. I wanted to share more about everything, because a lot of stuff, like some of the best experiences I have ever had, were made on Rec Room. For example, my first. So let's go there. So, as much as most people don't like Lounge, Lounge has always had a deep, deep place in my heart. Mostly because even my first experience on Rec Room came from Lounge. And I've been thinking about it ever since. It's something I think about often. Basically, I'll be showing a picture of what it looked like. Here it is. That was on my old accounts. Basically, I was maybe, I don't know. It was in 2000. I don't freaking know. But it was like in the start of my Rec Room craze. I got onto Lounge. I had poor English, and I go here, and nervously I activate my mic. And there's this one dude, I don't remember his name. I think he was maybe 17. I don't remember. Probably an adult. I don't remember. I really don't. It's a really fuzzy memory, but I can still recall most of the things that happened. So that dude, he was such a nice guy. We played together. I added him. Um, we had a wonderful time, truly. Uh, and he was my first actual friend because at school I'm a pretty awkward guy. I don't like talking to new people. It's hard for me to make friends. So getting a friend like that actually cared about what I did, and you know it was refreshing. At school I didn't have that many friends. Well, friends, big word, more like connections, acquaintances. We played sometimes together in recess and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't consider them friends. That guy was the first I truly felt attached with. We played together. I think we played a lot of FNAF games because I was really obsessed with FNAF at that point. And yeah, one day, never heard about him ever again. He vanished, and I am quite sad. If he's watching this video, which I highly doubt, I'd like to thank you for everything. I'd like to thank you for being my friend and getting me out of, and most importantly, be willing to play with a child because he doesn't have any friends, and especially have the patience to try to speak to him, even though he has a bad accent, a bad grammar and stuff. I thank you. I thank you so much. But even still then, I still make memories in there. Most importantly, maybe a month ago, I was with a couple of friends and we played here together. We drew on the boards, we did a bit of ping pong, and we had played. It was fun. I it's lounge is something for me that is very unique and something that I hold very dearly. And seeing the fact that I won't be able to play it ever again after June 1st, it makes me sad. It really does. Let's do it, okay? I'll be also talking a bit more about what I think about Rec Room as a whole and that kind of stuff. Let's go. It's no surprises that Rec Room has lost its art style, and it's pretty noticeable when you look at the new things they've added. One of the bigger examples is Full Body Avatar. And that thing is absolute dog shit, and I do not need to justify my opinion. You can see it, and it doesn't feel Rec Room, 2019, 2022, that's the golden age of Rec Room. Shut the fuck up, coach, oh my god. So, Full Body Avatar, or Roomy, or heck, even UGC. That stuff is not Rec Room, and it's bad. It's bad. When I got into Rec Room, when I first started playing Rec Room, what appealed me the most about the game was the art direction, It was wonderful, like everyone was a bean, it was fun. The games people made, it was fun. The things that, like, the thing you could buy, it was fun. It was still a bit cheap. You didn't have to spend too much money to get them. And now you look at the current state of the marketplace and the game, they're trying to push, they tried to push full body avatar, which don't get me started on, absolutely sucks ass. They tried pushing Rumi, which don't get me started on that too. Rumi is super bad. It's super shit. I'm glad it goes down with Rec Room, you know? And all that kind of stuff. You know, I think the point of no return with Rec Room was when they added full body and changed the old Bean avatar. And that was bad. Okay, point of no return was that point and that point only. And ever since, it hasn't been the same. And ever since, it hasn't been the same. Back then, Rec Room felt like a fun, quirky, nice, amazing game with a unique art style that didn't try to be like something it wasn't. But now you look at the state of the game and you see that it's trying to be something else. And already full body and stuff. Looks like they want to get into the metaverse kind of thing. And Roblox has already really pissed me off about metaverse and stuff. What I'm saying is that Rec Room lost its art style for good, and there's no way to get it back. There might be. It's probably not happening, you know? And that just makes me sad. Because looking at the game I loved, seeing it wither away like a flower that you loved, that smelled good, and now it just looks like a bunch of shit. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Plus, AI stuff. You know, when I found out that the game was shutting down, I was like, nah, that's not true. That's an April's Fool's. They're trying to get people. But then I looked at the actual Rec Room video about it, and I was more like, oh yeah. Oh no, that isn't a joke. And I'm not gonna be playing this stoic and strong guy here. I cried. Yeah, genuinely. Yes, call me a baby all you fucking want. I do not give a single shit. But I cried because my favorite game, one of my favorite games, was shutting down. It was bad. They tried bringing it back with the class of 89. Don't get me started. The class of 87, whatever. They tried to bring back their old player base, but it failed miserably. It feels bad, okay? Yeah. I don't think I have a room for that, unfortunately, but I could try to look for one. So, I had this sort of development group with like Trex, New Dead End, and other guys I don't remember the name of. Hopefully they're watching this video. Hi guys. They were really good people. I loved working with them because it was nice having friends, you know, especially when I didn't have. Having friends in Rec Room feels unreal, you know? It doesn't feel like having friends in real life, because you're seeing someone that you might never see in real life, yet you feel attached to them. And then one day you stop talking and you both go your different ways and never talking with each other ever again. Something that is something. Losing a friend it's very hurtful. I don't like it. I've lost many friends before, and it was not a pleasant experience. I sent a message to New Dead End and Trex. New Dead End responded. I don't know if Trex responded. Let me see. Nope, he didn't. Yeah, I tried sending them a message. Recently, I got back into contact with a dude I was friends even before, uh, like a long while ago. Basically, we used to be on this Minecraft server together, and we really clicked it off, you know? Good friends, and one day, we weren't active as much as we used to, and so, boom, got no more friend. And that dude I spent a lot of time playing with. I went to a Maker Pen Academy with him. French Lux Academy, I remember. Our teacher was Shokapik, and he was such a good dude. I'm thankful that at least I'm back in contact with him, so I can share these memories I've had before. The community was clowning on Rec Room, but then when you see that they're actually closing, it's less fun to clown on them. You see, you you don't know how good you had it until you don't have it anymore. You shouldn't be sad because it's ending. You should be happy that it happened. And now, can you guess where I am? I'm sure you can't. You know why? Because they use the same skybox in every game. Anyways, I'm in Rec Rally. So, I have changed, okay? I'm a changed man. I have better opinions now. First off, I'd like to say Rec Rally isn't a bad game, okay? It's not the best, but it's not the worst. In my review video, I said it was really bad. I made it look like Satan. But truly, it's more like a bad teacher, you know? Someone that really pisses you off. Now, there are some points that I'll still agree on, like the controls being buggy and there being only one map, which I still think is very unfortunate. I would have loved there to be more maps to explore other than the canyon, but that kinda gives it a charm, you know? It being the only map, it makes it more recognizable. When you look at this map, you think, yeah, Rec Rally, that's Rec Rally. I should owe an apology to every Rec Rally fiend out there. I'm sorry if I judged your game wrong. I'm deeply sorry. Please forgive me. First off, yes, the controls are still a bit weird, but that's maybe because I don't play it often. But aside from that, it's still a great game, and you just need to learn how the car works to play the game. But I do not think Rec Rally is a bad game. To be honest, it's actually pretty good if you think about it. Playing it with your friends is really fun. Not so long ago, I played it with a couple of my friends, and we genuinely had a blast. Now it's kinda sad that Rec Room is shutting down, but what can we do about it? Now here comes the fun part where I give my ideas on how we could potentially save Rec Room, but we might need a change of scenery because I'm not gonna stand on the podium changing from the second place to the third place every 12 seconds. Well, here we are again. Hello. We're back. Here we are again, the computer. I remember I designed it after my actual setup, and it's quite accurate, I must say. Right there, Scout. Dude, I love Scout. Anyways, what I personally think could save Rec Room is if Rec Room, the Rec Room dev team behind it, gave the people the source code. Now, I know it's not that simple. They're not just gonna hand the game they worked for 10 years on for free. But I believe that every game that isn't being supported actively, which is opinion that I share with many people, should go to the hands of the public. so that the people that like playing the game and were still playing the game can host their own servers and make their own stuff, update it if you will. Of course, now of course there would be no microtransactions because Rec Room is a set IP, and I'm not sure if they'll also give it up. But Rec Room team, if you're actually watching this, I'd like to say please give the code to the people that care about this game, like me. The community you've built is very passionate about what you've created, and we would love to keep this game alive by our own, funds and stuff. Well, let's go. Eek. I don't know what I'll do with this channel, to be honest. If they actually end up not closing it, if they actually end up not shutting it down, I might continue making videos on it. I'm pretty sure I will. But seeing where it's heading right now, I don't think I will, you know. It was fun making videos. It was fun. Hope you had fun watching them, as much as I had fun making them. And yeah, I'll be seeing you. Of course, my new channel where I do other stuff will be down in the description if you really want to keep hearing me yap about stuff. And you know, it's a bit different now. I do a bit of music, I do a bit of game development, because Rec Room introduces me to game making. And hey, look, I'm going to a high school where I'm gonna work towards making it my job, you know? So I'll be seeing you. We graduated, you know? Shit, it feels bad. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye. Si tu meurs, je pleure. Derrière toi! Derrière toi! C'est quoi ce rire? Si je veux les chercher là-bas.